Hello beautiful souls. Today we're going to get organized. Well, anyway, I am on my end. And today is February the 18th. So you're not going to see this video a couple of days from today. I just wanted to share that these are panels for like walls, and the super in the building where I reside, he's renovating the basement, you know, for it to be livable, I guess, for him and his family. So we have a new super, so you know, they're gutting out the basement, and I guess they're using these panels because this was thrown out, you know, from the basement today. This happened today, so this was nice and clean, and it was a nice long board, but it was only about, it was a bit over 9 inches wide. 9 inches, was it? Yeah. It was about 9 inches wide. Actually, it was over 9 inches wide. But it was really long. So I had enough to cut out, you know, to make a... I'm making an organizer, so when I do happy mail or friend mail, or when I'm working on a project and it's finished, I can put them all in here. And it is going to have dividers. So to share the measurements in case you want to make one, the bottom measurement is 9 5/8 by 7 3/8. That's the whole bottom. Then the sides, which you will cut to, and I did it in an angle, it's going to be 6 7/8 this way, and then 9 inches from here to here, and then 5 inches from here to here, because the front, this is going to be the front, and the front is 9 inches tall. Okay, 5, I said 9. What did I just say? It's going to be 5 inches tall. So this is the front, which you will cut one of these, and it's going to be 9 inches wide and 5 inches tall. So essentially, this is going to go like this. Okay? So when you cut out your panel, again, this is going to be 9 inches and 5 inches. So from the 9 inch to the 5 inch, you just cut that off in an angle. This is one of the dividers that's going to be inside of the organizer, and that's going to be 9 1/4 by 5 7/8. You're only gonna cut one of those. You could always, you know, rewind if you want to make this and look at the measurements again. And this is the other divider, which is towards the back, and that one is 9 1/4 by 7 3/8. And this piece is from the middle, because it is in an angle. So obviously from here to here is the 9 inches, which is the side here. This is the side, and that is 9 inches. Right? But from the top to the bottom is 11 inches. So it's going to be 9 5/8 by 11 inches tall, but from the edges it's going to be 9 inches tall. I'm going to put this on the time lapse, and I did pre-cut all my papers because I'm going to line, this is going to be my inside, and I'm going to line this with designer paper first, because once I assemble this, it's going to be kind of tight, you know, to cut out pieces and try to fit it in and glue it down. I want to make sure that it's going to be adhered very well. I also want to mention that I cut the paper, you know, the parts that the wood pieces. This is not really wood. This is called particle board. And since, you know, I want this to adhere to this very well, I did cut wherever the wood is going to be touching together to be adhered. I did cut the paper off of that so that it can really have stability. Okay, so that's why you see this, it's not from edge to edge. All right, so let's get started now. Here's the finished box. I do want to say that this was inspired by my friend Ida from Created to Create. She had sent me pictures of a project that she, you know, has been working on. And she hasn't done a video for that yet. So I wanted to give her a shout out, you know, because we all inspire one another. And I did forget to mention that in the beginning of the video. And I'm holding the camera because this is kind of, you know, it's not big, you know, it's not really big, but it's a little bit bulkier for where my camera is positioned, and it'll be too close. So here is the finished box, and I did it in one day. It didn't take me, you know, a couple of days to do this. I did it in one day because it's, you know, it's a small piece. And the only thing that I would have done differently here is when I had these 3 pieces glued together, I wish I had not paper pieced it ahead of time, because I would have loved the way I hinged the edges here in the time lapse. I wish I had done that in here as well, but that'll be for next time if I make another one next time. So we learn as we go along, and practice does not make it perfect, it just makes it better every time. So here it is. And one last tip that I want to say is, before you know, glue your papers to your panels here, it is best to decoupage the papers ahead of time. Like this right here, I decoupaged it. This is already, you know, it has Mod Podge, not decoupage. You know, add your sealer, whatever sealer you use first. You know, do that first. This one has Mod Podge on it already before actually I hear it. It prevents it from bubbling up once you lay it down. Once you add your Mod Podge or your decoupage glue, once you lay it down, sometimes we tend to, you know, add decoupage glue on the top, and it does bubble up. So to prevent that, all you got to do is adhere it to your panel after you've already layered, you know, glued your pages, and you don't have to decoupage it on the top, and it will not bubble up, and it makes the process much easier and quicker, and it's much smoother in that way. Here's the back. I will come back on another video to show the embellished box, as I will be embellishing this with some lace. But look, it's a really nice size. It's 11 inches tall, 7 3/8 inches wide, and 9 5/8 inches. Actually, 9 5/8 inches wide and 7 3/8 inches deep. It's a really nice size, and there's quite a bit of space in here as well. Get yourself organized, and it eliminates a lot of clutter on the table as well. You know, once you know, you can put the materials you're working with in here, and then you use them as you go along, and you put them back, and that way it eliminates a lot of clutter on your table. I will be using this for when I make embellishments, or you know, when I finish a product, I will put them in here, so that way I don't have them stacked in a corner somewhere, and that's how I'm going to keep myself organized. All is well. Let's share, be fair, be filled with love, and love one another. Take good care, everybody.